Hello YouTube, it's Manga here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another first impressions review of manga. Today we're going to be looking at volume 1 of Sunken Rock. This is not available in English, this is the Spanish edition, but I think it's pretty interesting, so let's look into it. So first of all, Sunken Rock is written by Boichi. He also illustrates it, so if you like the art in Dr. Stone, definitely check out Boichi's other works. He has quite a few of them, and Sunken Rock is probably the most well-known of his works. So, this is published by Ivrea, as you can see right there. This is the Spanish edition. There you go, Sunken Rock, Boichi. There you go. This is how the front looks. This is how the side looks. Here's the back. And this cover is actually reversible, so I'll show you guys what the inside of that looks like in a minute. This is the cover for volume 1. However, this is a 2-in-1 volume, so the other cover that's inside is the cover for volume 2. So, yeah, the demographic here is seinen, and this is a very adult title, even though it has a lot of shonen ideological stances on things. This is very much an adult series. Do not check this out if you're younger than 18. It's going to be very, very, serious, and it might not be something that you're able to kind of understand, right? So yeah, the genres here are gangster and martial arts. Pretty interesting combination there. It's kind of similar to Tokyo Revengers, or other series like The Breakers. So if you guys like those, you'll probably like Sunken Rock. And this does not have an anime adaptation at all, so that's pretty interesting. The premise here is basically this Japanese orphan guy with no future in Japan decides to move to Korea to follow this girl that happened to be a classmate of his when he was younger. And she moved to Korea to become a police officer. He tries to follow in her footsteps and realizes that Korea is not really all that welcoming to strangers and foreigners, and ends up kind of down in his luck for a year or two. Eventually, he becomes the leader of a small-time gang through a series of rather unorthodox circumstances, and now must deal with the consequences of his ideologically motivated actions. He basically decides to protect this old guy who happens to be bullied by a different gang, and he happens to try to protect this young girl, this young woman basically, that was friends with some of the gang members of his own gang, right? And so what happens is that he ideologically is ideologically motivated to protect them, but he doesn't have the manpower to make sure they stay protected. And so this leads to pretty horrible situations to occur to them. And now he must deal with those consequences. Along the way, he basically is starting to develop his own personal strength and the strength of his gang and his teammates, who are now basically his little mafia family. So I think it's pretty interesting. The talking points here really are that these are shonen ideals in a very adult setting, which is a very interesting combination here. The story concepts are pretty adult as well. There's this dealing with war and how war is bad, and how a nation and a group of individuals trying to exert control is very similar, and how nations and the divisions created by the idea of nations causes us more harm than good. And there's these like sexual violence moments, and there's moments of general violence. A lot of it is very difficult to just kind of wrap your head around initially, and it's definitely an adult read for sure. So very interesting. Overall, I love the art style. It's very, very badass, very, very interesting. However, this is, I think, one of Boichi's earlier works, and you can definitely see that there's moments where he just doesn't know necessarily how to pose characters. But this is one of the times where it's really badass. This is Ken, the main character, kicking some bad guys, all over the place. But yeah, overall, very, very beautiful artwork here. There's definitely a lot of fan service and a lot of nudity that is not fan servicey, but rather is kind of derived from the plot line. But overall, very, very good stuff. The artwork is great. I love it so much. It's very, very badass. So yeah, that's all I have to say about it. So yeah, Sunken Rock is 24 volumes long. This is going to be a set of 12 volumes because these are 2-in-1s, like I said. And other than that, I don't think there's really anything else to say. Again, this is a series that probably is not going to see the light of day here in the US in English. However, it is still possible. There are some companies that might be able to do it, like 7 Seas, but it really depends on whether people ask for it or not. So if you're interested, do try to fill out those licensing surveys that all of the companies that publish manga in the US do, because it does help out get stuff published. So definitely try to get Sunken Rock published in English, because it is a very interesting story. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Sunken Rock. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching the video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later.